how I use military ranking system to complete major tasks. So, this might be a little silly to some of you, or, but when you're someone who kind of has like a head that's kind of all over the place, you're someone who likes to do a lot of things at the same time. You have a lot of goals, you have a lot of plans, there's a lot of different things you like to do throughout the day. So many things you could do in a short span of time, so this is something I always did when I was younger. Huge into the military. I was huge into the special operations and just kind of their whole know-how, their whole concept. Those of you who are familiar with some of these special units like the Rangers, the SEALs, how they just have their whole the only easy day was yesterday and stuff like that, So I was always huge into the military, never joined, and this video really has nothing to do with the military at all. But it's kind of just about taking their ranking system, and I will just kind of apply it to whatever major task it is or whatever goal it is that you want to do. So, for those of you who might be building house, or, you might have a lot of plans. And, there's plenty of people who can just do things like build a house or do things like major plans that don't have to, I guess, I don't know, kind of just pre-plan or kind of just write down what they got to do. There's a lot of go-getters who just get it done just like that, But when you're someone who's all over the place, what I mean by using the ranking systems, it's let's go ahead and just use the Army as an example. We'll use their ranking system. And let's say you're someone, I like basketball. Let's use basketball as an example. But then again, for those of you who have major goals, like if you want to build a house or you're planning to have a family or something, But take this concept and kind of apply it to whatever plan it is that you're doing. So let's say you want to be the best basketball player ever, right? I would do something like, you have the ranking system in the Army, right? So you have their first rank, which is private. After private, you have private first class, specialist, corporal, sergeant, staff sergeant, and then it goes on. So let's say I want to be the best basketball player ever. What I would do is my first 5 shots I hit in a row, and we're gonna specify it. For those of you who are familiar with basketball, okay, let's specify this for short range, or specify this for mid rangers, free throws, 3-pointers, wing shots, whatever you want to do. But anyway, the first 5 shots we'll call you a private, and the next 7 shots you hit in a row, you're gonna be a private first class. So let's say you hit your first 5 shots and then you miss your next one. You're still a private, you don't lose your rank, but you don't rank up until you hit 7 shots in a row. So then you'll become a private first class. And let's say you hit 10 shots in a row, you then rank up to specialist, and then you guys get the whole know-how. So yeah, that's just kind of a thing I do, and then just to kind of apply that to a major goal you gotta do. But this is something I like because it just creates a structure, it creates an order, it creates a system. Not only that, it's not like a blueprint, but you kind of have the, your little graph that shows your progress. And when you rank up, the harder it gets. And that's what I like so much about, these special operation forces, because of how hard it is, One thing about me is when it comes to like a major plan, a major goal, and setting something like this system up, like a ranking system, right? Where you're ranking up day by day, and you know that you have to get better every day. The minute that you fall short or you don't follow through with the program that you put for yourself, it's a wrap. And that's the type of person I am, unfortunately. A lot of people know how to look past that. A lot of people know, it's not like you're pretending like you didn't just mess up. Or it's not that you're like lying to yourself, but you're just gonna keep going and acting like you didn't do that. Unfortunately, this kind of affects different people than others. So that's one thing I like about that too, is how challenging it is, how competitive it is. I think military ranking systems, and just how I would just, and a lot of you may find it like unorthodox, because this is something I'd apply to something that has nothing to do with the military. I would apply this to a personal goal I have in mind, back when I would do my manager job as a grocery manager, or you know, apply this to basketball, or apply this to preparing for a surgery, or you know, apply this to really anything you're doing. If you're someone who's planning on purchasing land and building your own house, you can create your own little ranking system and say, okay, private, I want to be here in a week and this is all I want done. And then I'm not going to rank up until a private first class until I add on to this, and then so on. And you know, a lot of you may think this is kind of weird, but you know, it's just something that kind of keeps me structured, especially if, you know, if you're someone who has like a bunch of, you know, ideas, and you got a bunch of different things you're doing. Sometimes you got to slow down and focus on one thing and plan it out. And that's one thing I like to do. But then again, you know, it's like nowadays you just got to plan it out and act right away, and you just got to move, you know, you really got to move faster. We're in a time right now where, you know, it feels kind of funny if you're just stagnated and doing the same things. So, you know, this is something I'm kind of hopping back on, something that's a little, you know, a little self-motivation for myself. So I just kind of wanted to share it. But yeah, you know, this is something I just kind of unconsciously use for myself. You know, it could even be something with the videos, like, okay, I'll be this rank once I reach this amount of videos that I uploaded. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be this rank if, you know, it hits a certain amount of views or something. So yeah, you know, this is kind of like a self-improvement. You know, it's something I've always kind of, you know, just kind of personally do to help myself. You know, then again, you know, I got a bunch of other things I do, you know, but anyway, yeah, I'll have much more other videos up that's more correlated to things I've been talking about before. This is kind of something I just wanted to share. So I appreciate you guys for checking out the vid, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.